again. I'm back again with another episode of All Things Black. I have some new friends here.
Hi, my name is Nessa. You can follow my Instagram at nessa.ali, Nessa.ali.
Okay, and we'll get it in writing to put it under it. And
I'm Tamara, and you can follow me on Instagram at tamxfloyd.
all right, okay. So me, Nessa, and Tam will be talking about colorism today. So we just jump right on in it. Our first question today is um,
um, I think, sorry. To me, colorism just means, I guess, ranking or thinking that like one type of skin color is better than another type of skin color, thinking that um, a certain skin color is like more desirable than another skin color, like that it's prettier than another skin color. Um, Pretty much. Just the way um, people treat. How do I put it into words?
just the way people treat um, darker skinned people
Yeah,
based on
yeah. I guess talking from like, cause I was trying to like
oh,
make
you
it so
want to
broad.
make it broad.
Yeah, but like, yeah, speaking from a dark skin perspective, yeah, people treating darker skinned people like we're less than
Right.
somebody of a lighter skin tone,
Mhm.
pretty much.
Yeah. And Tam?
Oh, it's just like just being like treated like you're different of your skin tone, being like told that lighter skin is always like better and stuff, and just like different like that, and being like divided up by like shades and different stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So what do you guys think is an example of colorism? Um,
Like,
I would say for me, it's like when like guys are like light skinned girls are better than dark skinned girls and stuff like that. Or I only date light skinned girls because dark skinned girls are ugly, that type of stuff.
yeah, I've had a
And I
black
think
man tell me, he was like, you're cute and all, but I can't date you because you're too dark. What? What is that even?
yeah, that's how they. I mean, that's how they say that. They say
Yeah,
that. Um, do
I
y'all know?
def
Sorry, what you say?
what was that? Sorry.
Or Nessa?
I was just saying that I definitely think that because colorism, not only is it seen in our community, the black community, but also other races. Um, you know, um,
Yeah, it's an Asian, Hispanic.
yeah.
Asian community is like often used.
Hmm. But especially in our community, it's definitely rooted in self-hatred.
Yeah,
Like,
I
even,
definitely.
yeah, like even if somebody doesn't want to admit it, like if you aren't attracted to your own race because I don't know, like I've heard men say things like they don't want to date dark-skinned women because they don't want their baby to come out black
Yep.
or like that. You come from a black woman, so how could you even say something like that unless you hate yourself, you know?
Yep.
It's just
Do
it's
you?
crazy. I was just saying, I don't know if you wanted to talk about this like in this session, but like a big thing that is often connected with colorism is like I guess texture
Yeah.
typing or
Texture,
like
hair
yeah,
or hairism. Yeah.
yeah, there's like a conception that a lot of black men, not all of them, but a lot of them don't want to date black women because they want their baby's hair to come out nice,
Yep.
or they want their baby's hair to come out curly, or it all plays into the same thing. It all stems from self hatred. but it's another thing that I hear a lot.
And I was gonna say, I feel like a lot of like men don't know the difference between like preference and like and just like straight like colors and that type of stuff because like if you're bashing on dark skin women to bring up light skin women, that's not preference. If you like
That's
simply
not,
do
Exactly.
prefer.
Oh my gosh, yes.
well, we
Yeah.
gonna we got a question that coming up. Don't worry, we gonna get into it. Our next question is, why do you think people have negative attitudes about dark skin?
I definitely think that a lot of it stems from our history and like, slave days back with I mean, it started with the freaking like house slave, field slave thing. And lighter skinned slaves would, for lack of better words, be treated better than
Right.
dark slaves that were in the field. Um, so I feel like some of it stems from that.
I think
Yeah.
it also like comes from like European beauty standards of how like people always thought like curly hair, like straight hair is better, and it's like or lighter skin or like a small nose is always better, and that's like what ideas always enforced to people stuff like that. They commonly can't see like beauty inside other black people around them because they're so used to like the white ideas and stuff.
Exactly. Okay. So our next question is, how do um, how does media, any form of media, uh, reinforce or perpetuate colorist stereotypes? Colorism play into dating and marriage? Do you think it plays into this?
Um, a lot of like men don't really like often don't go for like dark skin women or like I like black girls more mean like light skin girls and that type of stuff and just like that kind of like it's that kind of turkey for like dark skin girls finding like a relationship.
I think you can learn a lot about colorism from Twitter. Like, oh my gosh, it's ridiculous. I actually not too long ago just read a tweet like about this same question, and a lot of the black guys in the comments were saying stuff like, um, they could never date a black girl because well, more specifically, they can't date a dark skinned girl because dark skinned girls are too demanding, they're too loud, they fight all the time, they always have an attitude, and they would rather go with lighter skinned black people or just like not black people at all because they're more submissive or they're cater to them more and don't put up a fight. Like, what is this like stereotype of us always being angry?
TV.
Yeah,
Yeah,
There's no way you could have met every dark skinned woman, or
exactly.
even could have met enough dark skinned women, or that you could have even met that you haven't met any light skinned women that don't have. I mean, there's no. I can't understand people who assign color based like personality types. I
Yeah,
don't. I, there's no way one color could act as. There's no way all dark skinned girls could be rude or aggressive. That's
I,
it's not true.
it's not true.
Not
not
true.
too long ago on like Twitter there was on or like Instagram there was a trend of like specifically that bashing of like dark skin girls like the girl ranking thing where it was like light skin to the top Latina girls and it was like dark skins at the bottom
Yeah,
and sometimes it would say black girls in general. Most time it would like have it would just say like dark skins, like
yeah,
specifically towards dark skins.
yeah.
Exactly.
And it's funny because like the same characteristics that a lot of people who say that they won't date black girls don't a lot of the characteristics that they don't like in black girls they see in other races and lighter skin tones and is completely fine with them.
Exactly.
I
I
don't understand that.
I saw a man in my study say light skins are feisty. Well, he could have said Latinas are feisty. No, light skins are feisty. Dark
Hmm.
skins are mean. What is the difference?
Yeah,
Being mean is okay, and when you even when you hear people describe light skins, people say that they're mean. or
Hmm.
and they're mean, but when you break them down, blah blah blah. So
Yeah.
mean is okay in a light skinned woman, but mean is never okay for a dark skinned woman. Like it's
Right.
never for a dark skinned woman to be, stuck up or be sure of herself. I even saw a man tweet that a girl was acting too, I guess stuck up like she wasn't dark skinned. So
Yeah.
dark skinned girls can't be stuck up. They can't be, mean because it's attributed to them being dark skinned.
Hmm.
The light skinned woman, she can be mean and stuck up today because she's light skinned, so she deserves to act that way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
So the same traits that I appreciated in certain women are not appreciated. Our next question is, do you think colorism is institutionalized? Like, do you think it affects socioeconomic status, um, like job interviews, like as prison sentencing, um, like any major like institution? Do you think it affects?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course I do. I just feel like in my personal experience, when I was younger, I used to be, well, very, insecure about my dark skin. Now that I'm older, I've, I still struggle sometimes, but for the most part, I've grown to love myself and love my skin and love my color. But when I was younger and I was like looking for jobs, um, I, I would call beforehand and be like, hi, because my name's Vanessa. It's not, you know, it's kind of a regular name,
Yeah,
It's not, it's kind of a name that a lot of people have. So, like, over the phone, a lot of people can't really tell that I'm black or whatever. So, I'll call in and ask if they're hiring, and they'll say, yeah, come on in and fill out a job application. And I've had instances where, um, after calling into the job, I would go and show up, and right from the get go, I'm treated like, what are you doing here type of thing. And, when I would ask for a manager, the very same manager that I would talk to on the phone, that I talked to on the phone asking if they were hiring, and she said, yeah. Yeah, when she sees me in person, she'll just be like, no, we're not hiring.
yeah,
And it's funny because coincidentally, um, that place that I'm trying to get a job at, they don't hire. Like, I look around and I don't see any employees that look like me.
right.
So I definitely think, when it comes to job applications, and I definitely think a lot of managers, I think that they play into that whole black people aren't professional type of stereotype.
Yeah, they do. Okay, and you?
Yeah, I think it definitely does. I feel like she said, it is like hard to get a job as like a dark skin, and like I feel like recently, like well, not just recently, it was like back in the slave days, like house slaves and type of stuff. Like it's just like it's been like light skinned like girls are really are treated differently and stuff like that, and so sometimes also like the idea that they're like one of their parents is like white and stuff like that, and we're like, and I feel like people have more respect for like white people than like black people, of course, which
Right,
is always known.
yeah,
So I like so they're more okay with like treating a dark skinned girl like rude or something than a light skinned girl. So I feel
right,
like that can really affect like getting jobs and
yeah,
um or like you're expected to be bad in school. So you're like
right,
they're so quick to expel a dark skinned girl versus like a light skinned girl. That
yeah,
type of stuff.
yeah. I mean, they've even found studies that dark skinned black girls were more likely to get expelled from school. Um, now, as far as in dating, dark skinned black men are preferred, but as far as like in the workforce, um, they found that a light skinned black man with less education is preferred over a dark skinned black male with more education. Again, the North Carolina study found that lighter skinned black women got shorter sentences. Um, some studies have found that dark skinned people were more likely to get the death penalty. Um, there's been a study that found that, okay. And so I want to ask a couple of questions. So my next question is, do you have any? I mean, you both already kind of mentioned some, but if there's anything you want to add, do you have any personal experiences with colorism?
I do. Some not as extreme as others, but even even like growing up, um, I grew up in a fairly small town, and the elementary school and the high school, it didn't have that many black people. Um, and even at my college, I mean, it was predominantly white. And I'll notice, like, for example, here's just like a small example. If I'm going out with a group of friends that are all like lighter than me, I'll notice that like a lot of the times I'll be like picked over in conversation, or um guys would hit on them first. Um just little things like that. And then I've also I've heard like, you know, um I can't really come back to me because I know I have a bunch of experiences, but at the tip of my tongue, I cannot think of another one right now.
I
Yeah.
can really think. Um, I guess like often like in my I guess my greatest examples in like my family, like all my cousins are mixed. Like myself, me and my sisters are all like fully black, but
Mhm.
all my cousins are mixed and stuff. And often they're like whenever we're at family thing, they're always like, oh, like they're always like referring to stuff as like light skins, like, oh, all the girls like light skin and stuff. And they're like telling then they're like, oh, you're dark skin, you're ugly. They've
Oh,
like told me that straight up. And
uh-huh.
they like or they'd be like, oh, only like they're like once we're like, oh, how about like only light skins in this picture or whatever, and just
Mhm.
like
Right.
there's light skin. We have the same dad, but like my dad's like pretty light skin and stuff. My mom's pretty dark skin. So she gets more of her skin tone from my dad, and she often like flexes being light skin and that type of stuff. So she's more like accepted by my cousins or something, and that's like my experience with like colorism.
Yeah. Also, when family members, not even family members, but just like your friends tell you to, get out of the sun so you don't get darker. You don't
Mm.
want to get too black. Or how about whenever your white friends or lighter friends say, oh, like whenever they're out in the sun and they're like, oh, now I'm as dark as you, as like a joke.
Yeah. No, I'm fine like them saying those type of things like funny, but they think it's like funny. Like
Yeah.
So your cousins say only light skins in this picture?
yeah, like once they're taking a picture and
That's
yeah, I was trying to
horrible.
think of the caption they put, but like at first, yeah, there's like, oh, let's just have like light skin, stuff like that. And then they're like, after I was in the picture, they're like light skin picture, dot to dot, never mind, because I was in like the background.
Wait.
Wow.
You said, so did they post this on the internet?
So they posted that on Snapchat.
And
That's
they
probably
said
go.
light skin picture dot dot dot. Never mind.
Yeah, they're like, like yeah, something along the lines of that.
Okay.
That's insane to me.
Yeah,
That's
they're just
that's
like,
cool.
yeah, that's just like gross, like that they do that type of stuff. And I like calmly have to like correct my cousin. Mostly it's my cousin Jacob, who like, yeah, is like light skinned. I calmly have to correct him and stuff. I feel like he doesn't really like listen or care. He's like, whatever. He's like,
Mhm.
he literally said like, I've never seen an unattractive like light skinned girl. I'm like, I know you lying.
Yeah. Oh, that reminds me. Have you ever heard people say to you, have you ever, I hear people say they've never seen an attractive dark skinned girl. Is that what you just said?
He
No,
said
they've
he's
never
never seen
seen
an
an unattractive like
unattractive
light
light
skinned girl.
skin. I guess
Oh
that.
my gosh.
Yeah, and I've seen like other studies where like I saw this one video where they basically would have like a white or like lighter baby doll versus like a dark skinned baby
Mhm.
doll. And then the children would always pick like the white baby doll and then ask them why and they say like, oh, this one looks nicer or that
Yep.
stuff like that.
It's a
And you do
shame.
like the same as like Brandon too, just a different color.
Mm-hmm.
We've internalized, I mean, white supremacy because light is closer to white. So, and white is what so many want to achieve.
Yeah. I don't know if y'all heard of this, like going back onto how like music and like rap and stuff plays into that trope a lot. I don't know if you guys heard about that story about some rapper. He was in a club in LA, and they were turning away dark skinned people and saying that they couldn't come in the club, but they were letting like lighter skinned people and non black girls into the club because apparently that rapper didn't like dark skinned girls.
Chris Brown. Yeah. So, okay. So our last two questions are, do you think colorism will ever end, and whose responsibility is it to end it?
Um, I think it really could end if we all just like stop as if we all like it's like often I see often in the black community too, we often like separate ourselves by light skin, brown skin, dark skin. But I feel like if we stop like enforcing that to our black community and stuff like that, stop getting into like white beauty standards, stuff like that, we like
Yeah.
really do more like black representation that's not like ghetto into movies stuff like that. We really could like end colorism and like the coming up like generations.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it definitely starts with us. Um, I know a lot of the time our community wants to like put the blame on other races, but really we got to fix our own issues.
Right.
And it starts with team dark skin, team light skin, like stop. Why does it have to be that? And like, just once we stop and once we start to love ourselves as a whole and we don't have this division, then everyone else will see that too.
So do you guys think it will end?
I think maybe eventually. I think we still have a long way to go.
Yeah.
Um, but I think so.
Okay. You too, Tim?
Yeah, I think we're starting to make like some progress and stuff like that. I feel like there's some like setbacks to the whole like ranking, like light skin, dark skin type thing, but we could definitely like eventually make it there. And like I
Mhm.
said, generations from now, one day and stuff like that, because we've come so far since like the really racist days and like the on the early 1900s in America and stuff like that. So we've come so far. So like in my idea, like why not racism? Like not like racism altogether, but colorism could end.
Mhm.
Okay. All right. Well, I really appreciate you, beautiful ladies, coming to talk to me today. Um, and yeah, I appreciate talking to you guys.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you
Yeah,
so
thank
much.
you.